know something?
What's up, Cleve?
I don't even fucking know.
You know, Zane, big shout out to Zane, because
I'm not
Zane told
smoking
us
no damn
that
cigar.
we should smoke cigars instead of Joe's, but I'm Joe and I smoke Joe's, so
Yeah,
get settled right quick. No, I got like,
okay.
before we get back into this audio,
Yeah, I just wanted to make that abundantly clear that I'm not smoking no damn cigars unless there's something to celebrate. Like if we got a big win on something, something big, like making $100 a show, that's just small change to some people. But
yeah, I gotta tighten down back my setup. Got a little loose on me, loosey goosey.
got a little bit loose.
Oh, this is episode 191. Thank you for tuning into the YouTube. Big shout out to our 20 subscribers out there.
Yeah, good looking out with the 20. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have some more. Like I had gave, I had talked to my coworker.
Yeah.
Shout out Rod. He was asking me what the podcast was and like where to find it, and hopefully you find this video and we can talk about this shit whenever you find the video at work. So.
You ready to get back into the audio? This week, we're going to dabble a little and touch a little bit on our main topic, but you're going to actually have to wait till the episode release to get the full episode, as always, because we appreciate y'all listening and tuning into the YouTube, but we want y'all to go out to our major streaming platforms and listen to our full-length episodes, because that's when we get you get the best feel of Third Coast.
Yeah, you get into the nitty-gritty of the meat and potatoes and the
meat and potatoes.
Yeah, the meat and potatoes, the vegetables, and all the gravy sauces and all of that combined. Unless you don't eat gravy, and you're more of the vegan, eating the soup and drinking the tea and breathing, God's good air,
You ready to get in this?
I'm ready to get into this, man.
Okay.
Ready to get into it.
So the listeners just heard the premise of what our episode's going to be about this week, and what we're going to talk about on this episode is about the U.S. prison system in a general aspect look, and maybe further down the line we can tackle more specific topics involving the prison system, but
right, that revolves around it.
Yeah, so Cleve, when I say the U.S. prison system, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Modern day slavery.
Exactly.
That's the number one thing that pops up in my head, because it's like everything from the processing, all the way from when they arrest you, charge you of a crime, take you to court, take you to jail, make you give they take your fingerprints, and they put you in a cage, because mind you, most modern prisons they look like dog kennels.
Yep.
And they take away, they strip away your rights, with the 14th Amendment, and they use prison labor to actually manufacture a lot of the clothes and furniture that we wear and we sit on throughout daily life for little to nothing.
Yep.
And a lot of those people who aren't working are just stuck there, and a lot of those people are innocent, aren't really given a chance to, find the help that they need or have the proper lawyer to represent their case and find the help, but that's in a nutshell, modern day slavery. But how about you? What's your general look on the U.S. prison system, Joe?
You actually hit it to the T, because if you look, the prison system was designed so far back when Jim Crow laws and everything, it was designed to keep minorities inside the system. You know what I'm saying? It's just changing the field to bars. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And look, I'm doing what I'm doing. I know what you're saying. Caught it. Big shout out to Zane. I'm working on it, bro. But I guess it's the prison talk. When I worked at the prison, I used to say say that all this time because I was around all the New Orleans cats that were inside the system, you know.
Yeah.
And it's a hard thing to break, but I'm working on it. But I'm trashing right now, but the prison system's fucked up. Prison system's fucked up. There's a lot of stuff that goes bad in the system. There's a lot of just craziness, and a lot of people don't need to be there. And there's a lot of laws designed to keep people in jail, keep impoverished people in jail.
Yeah, keep impoverished people there and kept them, to criminalize poverty.
Keep us where we need to be. You know what I'm saying? Either at work, busting your ass 40 hours a week, barely making nothing, and the flip side of that, go to jail. And I don't know. It's a very touchy subject, and when y'all get to listen to it when we get the deep dive, y'all see why it's. Because me personally, a lot of my family has been to jail.
I've been to jail.
You know what I'm saying?
More
And
than
I've been hammered by the police on
Shout
multiple
out to
occasions.
the boys. If you know, you know. But the boys, have been with me a few times in some of our incidents. I'll shout out Kobe being one of those people, Kumain being another one of those people. I ain't gonna say all the names, but yeah, it's just it is a messed up thing, and people who do go, a lot of that doesn't get removed from your record unless you pay thousands of dollars or get a lawyer to appeal it for you to have it properly expunged.
My biggest takeaway, like from the prison system and my general aspect looking at it, it's always bullshit. Money talks and bullshit walks. Because if you have enough money, you can get out of anything.
Mm-hmm.
You just gotta have the money. But if you're just common schmo that got caught up, you're looking at some hard time. And there's a lot of states, including our state right here, that has some of the harshest penalties in the country. And actually, if you look at it in the world.
Yeah, I was gonna say, funny thing about Louisiana is that we are the prison capital of the world.
Yep.
And I think that's in our notes.
Yes.
That it's a shame that a title like that can be placed not only on the U.S. but of all places, Louisiana, at our home state.
But it's something that we have to realize is the truth. And a lot of people, especially around here, you look at employment, and me and Charlene, because Charlene's going to school and she graduated and she couldn't find a job, so she had to go up to the next level, get some more schooling. You can get a really good job. But you start looking like just at the domestic influence and how money is made in Louisiana, and especially in Oakdale, Louisiana, or in Allen Parish, or in Central Louisiana. Some of the best grossing jobs is correctional officers.
Maybe.
Federal correctional officers, state correctional officers, cops, and then you look at other jobs, plants. You can go work in the plants, or then you look at the other thing. They need someone to catch. They need to put someone in jail.
I'm surprised they haven't gotten hit to bounty hunters like Texas, because Texas have bounty hunters. They can outsource a private firm to go after a person with a warrant of arrest, and they can use by any means what it takes to get that person into custody.
I guess what I'm trying to with this episode, from my point of view, is like to enlighten people in Louisiana to realize that we're producing something. What are we producing?
As far as like agriculture,
you're producing people into the system to keep the system going. And so you think that, so if I make this great job, that means someone else has to suffer. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
And when I worked, look, I'm doing it again. When I worked at the prison, it was terrible. You'll see people in like terrible situations, and just got the mental health thing is always what got me in the prison system. Seeing people with mental problems, and they get dumped into the system because there's not facilities no more that handles like people that have mental issues.
Yeah, like outreach. Outreach programs are dying off, and a lot of the rehabilitation services are limited because, again, it goes to those, like, if you got the money to pay for the rehabilitation, then it'll be provided. Whereas our tax dollars get allocated to funding these prisons and making sure that, not only with contracts through other companies, making sure that people are in the prisons, they have a capacity limit. Like some prisons are like 90%, 92%, some require 100%.
98%, like always above 90.
Yeah, it's
Why the
always
private
above 90.
companies can facilitate the state's need. As long as the state provides inmates, the private company can exist. So it trickles down into laws and stuff, which I touched on last episode. But we'll dive into that in a little bit. Cleve, I got some questions I would like to ask you.
Okay.
What is your favorite thing about Oakdale besides the prisons?
Well, Oakdale, being that it's a small town, and it's not a lot, but I guess what I like about Oakdale the most is, I guess, my childhood, probably, because back then times seemed pretty fair. It seemed pretty good. Had a skating rink. They had other places that kids could go. And just when that wasn't a thing, skateboarding eventually picked up. So there was always different things about Oakdale that I liked, and I guess to kind of put it in a nutshell, I like that most of the people in Oakdale thrive for something. They thrive for better. But how about you, Joe? What's your favorite thing about Oakdale?
I got a few things, but I really enjoyed the dam. I think it's a lot of people say that they don't like the dam around here. I think it's a scenic look that looks really nice sometimes. I like the fallout shelter underneath the bank. I mean, not the bank, the post office.
Yeah, it's the post office, yeah.
Yeah, I just think that's cool that back in the day they were so scared of nuclear fallout, and they have a real live bunker there. In every episode, the trucks, dude. Every episode, it's like
shout out Redneck, like yeah, they ain't nowhere near high water, but they got them loud ass pipes.
And I don't know, I would say I like Jules Boudin too. It ain't nothing like some boudin balls and some cheese and jalapenos every now and again.
Yeah, I forgot about that. That's the old meat and potato right there.
So Cleve, what is your favorite thing about doing Third Coast Podcast?
Oh man, just the hospitality that we give to the viewers. Granted, most of our Koba's not here. I don't think we have a guest tonight, but
It's just
us.
duos night.
But yeah, my favorite thing about the podcast is just being able to manage and give information. I think that's my favorite thing. It's like having a voice to give information, knowledge of things, bringing awareness, just the whole element of knowing that somebody is out there listening to us for more than 15 seconds to a minute at a time, throughout their day, just to hear us live or to hear us recording. Honestly, just hanging out, like, this is therapeutic for me. It's just just to, like, get some of the stress out. I could get absurd. Well, I can't get raunchy, but I can get a little bit absurd on the show. But how about you? What's Gator like about Third Coast Podcast? What's your favorite thing about doing it?
I do like how I came into a nickname on the show and kind of like a identity on the show. You know what I'm saying? Like the Gator, and I like how I can flex that, feel that. It's pretty cool. Always getting to hang out with my friends is definitely the top part about it, because Koba had brought it up. If it wasn't for the show, would we be hanging out this much?
Right. Yeah. True.
And I like how it brings us together. And I guess the biggest thing is how many people have listened to the show, and all over the place. And it makes me proud that I can stand here and say in 2023 we're profitable. We have an audio engineer, and we've been streamed in 40 different countries around the world.
Whoop, whoop.
And that's, if that's all it ever gets to, I'm happy with that. I can, you know, we the hard work shows,
Right.
and it shows mainly on the streaming platforms, but big shout out to all the socials that have been tuning in and the YouTube and everything, and we appreciate all the followers and we appreciate everybody seeing that we're putting some good effort, and we hope y'all have been enjoying the content episodes, especially between me and Cleve, because we get into it deep, super deep.
Yeah, sometimes we get too deep into it. We gotta hit you with the be right back to kind of come back down to, come back down to it. It's a lot of excitement that definitely goes into, yeah, it goes into it.
So, I had recently tried out TCP radio, and my idea about that is, of course, big shout out to everybody that listened. And I did an hour segment on Instagram and an hour segment on Facebook, and I'm gonna get some better, figure out the audio a little bit better on it. But my main gist and my main idea behind that, Cleve, is to bring a real radio station back into the world, not prepaid top 50, 100 artists that are coming from specific places and underneath specific labels. You know what I'm saying? And that's
I feel like for us to be able to do like that, like years ago, like when XM satellite radio first come out, I was fucking with this engineer out of Wisconsin, and he, at the time, I think I was maybe 15, 16 when I was talking to the guy, and I got on the play. Like I used to rap in a group called Nines. Shout out Chris Brooks, aka C Swift. Used to rap in a group called Nines, and pretty much I had ended up linking with the guy's name was Cody, and he got like 3 of our songs on XM Satellite, and it played. He got us on for like 6 months, I want to say.
Yeah.
Where it just lapsed around. Had a couple thousand people out. Listen to it, hit the like that, but we never really went with it anywhere. But I feel that people who listen to like radio, like anything like Pandora or the other sites where major streaming is offered, where it's live music is constantly being played on the radio. Podcasts should have their own channel, even on public radio. I understand there's a lot of copyrights that goes into it, and there's a lot of money magnets that out there that try to impede on further processing of getting particular information out, because it all goes into what we content about and what we can limit to our audience.
Yeah.
Whereas the third party will have influence in what we say. So hopefully, if what you pursue for and what we're aiming for is free speech.
Yeah. On the radio.
On the radio, and we can
Exactly.
successfully manage a free speech platform where we're not edited.
You can't get on the actual radio stations because the radio is owned by 100-year-old men or whoever the fuck owns them, but you can't get on the radio. It's programmed and it's set, and you can't get new radio stations or anything. You have these certain places you can go. So that's why I went and did it on the live.
Okay.
And what's cool about that too is all these artists have agreed to be a part of Third Coast. So producing their music on that, there is no copyright because this is all their music. You know what I'm saying? That they put on the show, and this is just another platform to put like an idea of.
Yeah, we're a third party right
now. So I'm gonna give a shout out to the bands I played on Facebook: Spirit Tower, Swamp Stank, In Resistance, The Iceman, Turbo Snake, Queen Coda, Ex Honor, Mouth Breather, Capra, Talsum, and Quartz. And on Instagram, during the TCP radio, I played Aussie Bear, D-Mode, Sky, Foot Tap by Omnisonic Theory, Spicy Ranch, D Carter, No Heart, Spent by the Quadraholics, Two Damper, East LA, Lone Wolf, Kino Logan, J Polish, and so they went really well, and it was a good time, and hopefully I can get some maybe make it better in the future, hopefully.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Like once we get the rolling with it and getting the hang of like what can be done and the time that it can be done in, like the organization part comes with the experience, I believe. So
There was a guy on Instagram doing like 90s hip hop music, and it was just like old white man. He had like a mix board and everything, like green screen, and it had thousands of people watching him, and he was playing like Back That Ass Up and shit. And then that it's just that's something that I hope that envision that I can do in the future, and it'd be just all music from the show, and it's just like a Third Coast little radio segment thing. But before we end this YouTube video, I wanna we have our first YouTube video. Our first YouTube interview video will be with Bear Gritty next month on the 13th. And he's going to come through because he has a show in Huckleberry Brewery that night. And if y'all ain't never been to Huckleberry Brewery, make sure y'all check them out. They're in Alexandria. They have some of the best beers around. They got one of the best brewmeisters ever in Adrian. And the Riverboat Raz is my personal favorite from the brewery. And I think you should go have a 6-pack of it as soon as you can because it's that good. We do have some call-in interviews lined up. D. Carter, from artist from Arizona, is going to call in on the show on a future episode. Okay. And big shout out to Shane. And he's going to call in on the show in the future when he gets time. And Shane is from Unlikely Role Models podcast. And
nice.
We're trying to get this networking thing going, get some podcasts with us, and help their show out too. You know what I'm saying?
This will be the first time I think, well, at least since I've been a host, to collab with another podcast.
Yeah, I mean, we had big shout Kylie and her podcast, Conscious Thoughts. And if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But y'all can check out Kylie, the artist, on Facebook and Instagram. Go like and follow her page. She's a wonderful musician. But we got a lot of good things coming in the future, and we're gonna dive into this episode. So give us a second. We got to tell the YouTube viewers goodbye.
All right.
Thank y'all for tuning in to the YouTube.
Thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all stay tuned for the future episodes to come and check this episode out. 191. We don't have a name for it yet, but I'm getting that feeling right here that it's gonna be a real heartfelt episode, from the experiences to others and to ourselves. So it's your man Cleve.
It's your boy Joe. What it do, Gators?
We out.